I don't think she's into me, guys.
How close is she to the pit?
Oh,
Yeah.
About 10 feet.
No!
Hi! Welcome, everyone. We're starting Tomb of Annihilation. This is session 1. So, it's gonna be... We're not probably gonna get a lot done today. I'm going to give everyone a disclaimer for this adventure, because I think it's great. It's so tiny. This adventure will make your players hate you. The kind of simmering hatred that eats away at their souls until all that remains are dark little spheres of annihilation where their hearts used to be. P.S. Don't forget to tear up their character sheets. Before we get started, let's take a moment. We're going to go around the table, and everyone's going to go ahead and introduce their characters.
Yeah, so when you look around for Elizabeth Fasten, you don't see her until you look down, and then once you find her, she's hard to lose track of. She is a halfling. She wears an oversized sort of sailor's peacoat that kind of drapes down to her ankles and just does not fit her at all. Looks about 3 or 4 sizes too big. It looked like it was nice at one point, but the fabric on the cuffs is starting to fray. There's a bunch of sewn-in pockets on the side and the back, and looks like some on the inside too, and some of them are just crammed full of stuff. She moves around very energetically, and if you catch her attention and you start a conversation with you, she'll be looking at nothing but you. And she's about 2'9", sort of like, 2'9", black hair.
Hello, my character is Riella. She is a half rabbit. Sorry, I keep messing this up. She is a swashbuckler who is a hopeless romantic and falls in love with anyone and everyone, but she's saving. God, I'm so tired. They are saving their true love for the one that they really care about. Hopefully, they don't die on this, so I can give them the love that they deserve.
so I'm playing Lore. She's 6'1", just slightly taller than I am. Asimar with silver eyes and black hair. Probably the first thing you'll notice about her is this mask that she has that covers the top half of her face. Looks like it's made out of a skull of some sort of big cat. She wears, dark armor, has like a short cloak cape situation going on. And yeah, her hair looks flawless all the time, miraculously.
High elf with clear sub-race ancestry of possible moon and sun, very pale blonde hair on one side of the head, and it's sort of split with very pale silver hair. And on the silver side, the eye is green, and on the blonde side, the eye is brown. Lots of sun motifs, mostly orange clothing on my part. And when it comes to his hands, his fingers just sort of stop at the knuckle with where the edge of his gauntlets are, and are extended by sort of floating, almost claw-like structures that seem to take up where the normal finger would go.
So Lara is basically the exact opposite of his brother, with a more blue form of clothing in general. Almost identical armor in the aspect of its craft, but with the colors mimicking that of the other. Much like Saloon's fingers, there is a contraption on Lara's shoulder that has a striking resemblance, yet different craft to the legs.
For the past several days, the talk of the streets and taverns has all been about the so-called death curse, a wasting disease afflicting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day. slowly but steadily sliding toward the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they can't be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they've ever received the miracle in the past. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss to explain a curse that has affected the entire region, and possibly the entire world. As you are all currently in Waterdeep, we're going to start there. You won't be here for long, I promise.
Guys, fuck this campaign. Let's just go find our old characters.
I'm glad you said that.
Later. Woo!
Oh no.
Oh!
No!
What did you do?
No! Wait! Fuck!
No. No, what did you
Been
do?
revived from the dead!
You better not fucking take Roland.
Ooh.
Richard, we're gonna have a talk.
Ah,
Richard,
I wasn't in Waterdeep. Ha, losers.
Richard, we're gonna have a talk.
So,
Some of us need therapy after
Wait, it doesn't
this.
mean we're dead yet. We could be just on the way to dying. Tag.
I've told
Roland's
you.
gonna die, Roland's gonna die, my dad is gonna die, this is...
You're gonna die.
So, you all have been invited into a home right outside of Waterdeep. It's a strange.
No.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you.
It's a.
I'm gonna start crying!
It's a.
I'm actually going to start crying if this is
Let
it.
him finish. Let him finish.
You find yourself surrounded by an interesting group. None of you really know each other, save for the twins, who very obviously will know each other. But all of you were given a letter, written by someone named Victor Velakovich, asking for your services, and he promises to pay very handsomely, assuming you can get the job done. And you have been instructed to come to this home outside of Waterdeep. This massive tree, the size of... It's bigger than most buildings you've seen.
All right, let's knock then. Elizabeth will go up to the door and knock politely.
I fall under
No one
the-
hears it because it's so little. Sorry.
Laura is going to stand awkwardly behind Elizabeth.
So,
It's my...
after a moment, the door swings open. You see a small person, not as small as the halfling, but still fairly small. It stands at about, I think, 4 foot something. You see the goat legs; they definitely stand out to you. Looking at him, it has horns, and the things that probably stands out to you the most is as you look at the eyes, it just has bags. You can see, looking at him, it appears to be someone who has not rested in like several days.
Are you doing okay, little fellow?
Yeah, it's just been in hell the past couple of weeks. Victor came after you. Yes, he's here. My name's Vaughn. Nice to meet you. Come inside. I can't do.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
I can't do Vaughn's voice very well. Apologies.
That's okay.
And as he takes you upstairs, you are brought to a room where there are several beds. Currently, you see 4 beds. At the very left, you see a very large man. Man, maybe not the right term. You see a scar across his nose, and you see a tail that reminds you a lot of a bovine. He is breathing heavily in a cold sweat, and seems completely unresponsive to everything. You watch as Vaughn reaches down into a bucket near the bed, and grabs a cold wet towel, wrings it out, and puts it on his forehead. They've been like this for weeks, and it just keeps getting worse. The second bed, next to that, you see a comparatively much smaller woman looking at her ears. It's definitely elven of some kind, though the elvish features she has are not as pronounced as yours. And she is looking not much better. Victor's upstairs, researching at the moment. You'll find him there. And then you see the cow man just calm down, Roland. It'll be fine. Roland, calm down. I promise. Everything will be okay. Just have to get through this. And you see Vaughn just continues to go through and just attempt to take care of these four as best he can. So you see what appears to be a library. You just see books just scattered everywhere. You see it's an armchair just covered in, just books. You see ink and quill on a desk in the back as you enter. Yes, hello. Thank you for meeting me. Victor Volokovich at your service. Well, I'll cut to the chase. I want you all to go to Cholt. Find whatever is causing this curse and stop it. Preferably as soon as possible. With every passing day, more and more people suffer and more people die. Oh, there's plenty of bugs, undead, and dinosaurs. Cholt.
Lots of goblins too. Yep.
Cholt is a dangerous place. You have a friend here who's from there. I'm going to let you know you're not the first group of adventurers I sent there.
I appreciate your honesty.
I'm telling you this because I don't want you to take a job not knowing how dangerous it is. I've lost all contact with all of them. If you're all ready to go.
We're not learning any more around here.
I suppose so.
Alright, everyone. In a circle, hold each other's hands. You all listen as Victor begins chanting. You see these arcane sigils begin to float around you. And in an instant, you appear in a tropical city under the blazing sun. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharf-side smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and a salmon pink. The whole city seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing.
Over the noise, Elizabeth says, "Welcome to me home. It's where I grew up."
It's very colorful.
Lizzie-Beth, you have been teleported to an area known as the Red Bazaar, which is kind of like the central hub of town. The Red Bazaar is right here.
Mm.
Right, I don't know the area too well. Your friend here should. I'm afraid I have to get going. I can't be away from Waterdeep for too long. I wish you all nothing but the best, and hopefully in a few days' time we'll have this all solved.
Victor, give my best to your boyfriends and girlfriends, alright?
Fucking shut up, Strudel.
And with that, you watch as he's standing there and he does the same sort of magic and he just teleports out. Yeah, it's basically D&D Haiti. It's very hot and humid. Very.
It is a tropical atmosphere. Your armor is
I'm wearing
already
black
very uncomfortable.
armor.
Yeah, you are probably miserable. Hello, are you adventurers? I'm sorry to disturb you, but I need help, and I need it quick. My husband, he's been sentenced for a crime he did not commit. They're taking him to the executioner's run, and I'm hoping if there's any way you all might be able to help him, even if only from the sidelines, to help him survive, please.
What crime
What
is
did
he
they
being
say he
charged
did?
with?
They accused him of stealing, but they didn't even give him a proper hearing or anything. I know he's innocent. He would never. He is an honest man.
What's
It's
your
more
name?
interesting than standing around here. Show which direction.
Just lead the way.
See this trench in the ground?
I love a good trench.
Uh-oh.
It is 15 foot deep, 50 foot wide, and 200 feet long. When somebody is sentenced to Executioner's Run, essentially they throw people down there, and they release velociraptors or other sort of dinosaurs. And if you can make it to the other end of the run and get to the ropes on the other side, you're free to go. Most people don't make it. So there is a crowd around. There usually is. No one here appears to be a repeat offender, so the bets are light in comparison to when that happens. But there's still people all around, betting. You hear people going around, oh, that one's going to make it, that one's not. Oh, that raptor there, oh, he looks hungry. He's going to tear through at least 4 people. And you hear all of these different sort of conversations happening. And as you are all deliberating, you hear a horn blow throughout the crowd. And you hear the cheers go, and the people start running. You see the cages lift open, and these giant, massive beasts come running out, saliva dripping down their maws, and they are gaining ground quick.
Are there any small rocks in the pit?
Yes.
I will cast Catapult and launch it at the skull of the nearest velociraptor to him.
So, as this velociraptor begins to catch up and it's about to, snap its maw on Draza, suddenly a rock just begins flying through, nails the velociraptor on its jaw. You see it knocks a tooth loose. It gives a roar, and in that time, Draza's able to gain some ground. He makes some distance. At this point, he's about a quarter of the way through the Executioner's Run.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Strudel, do you have an idea for that disc?
I was gonna hand wave it so that she finished ritually casting at the end of the second round or something like that.
That'll be fine. So as you begin running along, and you run as fast as your little halfling legs will take you, you begin huffing it and puffing it, and you finish casting the spell, and you catch Draza on the bottom, and you're able to kind of shoot him forward a little bit as you're running next to the side of him. At this point, people are starting to take notice, but that is a success.
I'll take running after Elizabeth though. And what's your speed?
It is 25 feet per round. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna pick you up and.
That was my plan. That was my plan. Yes, I'm so glad you did it.
And also, I think people will hesitate at shoving me in versus shoving you in.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take off running if that.
Sure.
That works.
Yeah, that works.
I'm a halfling in the arms of a paladin. This is great.
I imagine you're still doing the motion of running while you're in her arms, but you're horizontal now.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, he's out and safe now, so.
Yeah,
you
describe how the race
drag Lizzie Beth to the end with Draza on the disc with a little bit of height. He grabs the rope at the end, climbs up. The crowd around you is booing. A few people are happy because they basically won a bet that they should not have won. As you look around, it appears to be a woman, older age, about 50. She's missing a few teeth. Her hair's
I hit on her.
Her hair's gone completely white.
Please do it. I want to see you hit on her. No, this is something I encourage. No, you have to. No, I'm kidding, you don't. But
I thought I was describing a pretty vile character, but sure.
Yay! Okay, how do I do that? Okay. You have such nice, so your teeth, personality. I got this monies.
These
I got monies,
fuckers
too.
ruined my bet!
Did I see the guy who threw the rock?
That's her, yep.
don't think she's into me.
That's the one Riala's flirting with.
Yep.
I don't think she's into me, guys.
How close is she to the pit?
Oh.
Yeah.
About 10 feet.
No!
I wouldn't be able to push her in, would I?
You could try. She doesn't seem very strong.
What is your fucking alignment? I'm supposed to be the mean one.
Hey!
There goes-
Appear happy. That doesn't mean I'm nice.
There goes my chance at love. Part 1.
Oh no.
Okay, why not? I'll try and shove her in.
Athletics check.
Not like these nuts.
A natural 20.
That too, you're just like, this is fine.
While Rayla is attempting to flirt with this disgusting old crone,
I twirl my hair.
you come behind her, and with just one quick shove, you push her into the pit, and you watch as this group of velociraptors just begins tearing this woman apart, just piece by piece.
No!
Lara will dust off his hands and walk back to Sun.
I get on my knees. I look up to the sky, and I say, no!
As this woman is dying, I'm just gonna look into the pit and say, like, I don't know that she can hear me over the roars of velociraptors. Well, death is but a part of life. Fear it not, evade it not, and view it not as evil. So sorry.
What? Eleanor Paladin.
I love it.
Elizabeth spits on the corpse.
The man who asked you, he hugs his husband in like a warm embrace, tears rolling down.
We're the worst already.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think that I'm glad that they're alive. Anyways.
I think that's a decent place to end session 1.
Wow.
Poor
We
Richard.
hit them that hard.
I'm so sorry, Richard.
Oh!
Dude, think about how fucking empty the house will be for Vaughn if we don't fix this.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up,
He's
shut
just
up,
gonna
shut
be
up, shut
sitting
up.
there
Shut up.
alone with a garden full of graves.
Shut up. We're gonna do this campaign. We're gonna stop the curse, and Richard is gonna be ever so gracious and say we stopped it just in time because he's a lovely person and an incredible DM who I will draw many things for if he doesn't kill my character in post.
Nuala walks up to...
I can get it for you. I know a guy. I'm the guy.